Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 20 of Direwolf20's Server Play series. It's my favorite episode when I get to say all those 20s in a row in the intro. So I'm hanging out in the workshop here. So I logged in this morning after leaving my mana farm running overnight, and the filing cabinet was full. So I got an ME chest, and I threw like a 16k storage cell in there, thinking this will be plenty. And then I logged in a couple hours later, and it was full. So I threw a 64k storage cell in there just now, and it's working its way towards getting less full, but it's also going to be completely full pretty soon. So what we've got here is an ME storage chest with tons and tons of mana beans. So I'm trying to figure out like the best way for this to work, because I definitely have some interesting plans with what I want it to do. Unfortunately, the exact plan is I won't be able to interact with an ME chest. I have to use like a vanilla inventory, so like an iron chest would probably work. That probably has enough inventory slots. Maybe just a gold one just to be safe. And of course, we're hanging out with Tema and Soren and Quetzi. And
hang on, just doing some pest control.
Oh, good plan.
Okay. He's a very terrible aim, actually. I'm opening chests and things.
Well, you're a bat. In fairness, it's really hard to hit a bat.
Okay.
I think he owes you a death, right? Like, didn't you just kill him?
No, actually. Look at your messages.
Yeah, see right there. Ardu Tema was slain by Soren.
Even better.
Direwolf20 was slain by Soren. That's a problem.
Ironically, though, I did not. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Actually, doesn't make any
Oh, cool. Ari joined us. I think she's going to be streaming tonight.
Nice.
All right, so
this
I think
the
first thing I want to do is count how many mana beans I've got in here, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 54 minus 3 is 51. Is that right? Did I do that math right? Yeah. So there's 51 different types of mana beans. Does that make sense?
Yes. Seems how there's 51 different types of aspects.
Perfect. All right, so 51. That's not so bad, actually. That's a little less than I thought. So if we have 51, what do we want to do next? So we're going to need 51 jars. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 3 is 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 by 3 is 30. Oh, wow, that's perfect. That's 51 as well. Did I do that? Aha, I must have. I'm short one jar, but I've got one back in my main base that I can do this with. And I also have with me a bunch of jar labels. So what I want to do is get started labeling some of these jars. So already we have a bunch of aspects here, which is good. But I just want to make sure we don't double any up. So that's a double of herba. So I need to ditch that. See you later, herba. That's Perdito. I don't think I'm going to put these in any order. And if I do want to order them, I can obviously do that at another time. That's extra magic. I'm going to dump that out. Some of these things I feel bad dumping out because they're less easy to get at times, but that's okay. I don't have any wool. Soren, come spot check me as I do this to make sure I'm not
Do you need wool?
anything derpy. Huh?
Did you say you need wool?
No. I'm good.
Okay. Spot check you on what?
Just make sure I'm not, like, duplicating any aspects here. I guess I don't have any of you.
Magic.
Did I duplicate magic? Oh, and the jars I have labeled already.
Oh, okay. You label some?
I think I've already got an air, though, don't I? Yes. Air and air. So you come off there. There we go. I don't think I had that. Tutamen, I know I've got a couple of over here, so I'll just clear them out ahead of time. That's I've already got. Ignis I've already got. I've already got Volatus. Alienus? Did I have Alienus around here somewhere?
I had to relog to see these.
Do you?
Yeah, it's like the Buildcraft Fights report.
Where are you, Dyer?
I'm in the workshop.
Ah.
Iter I've already got. I'm pretty sure I had Iter over there, yeah. Alright, so that's mostly cleaned up. So what I want to do now is start... I'm thinking, yeah, I wonder, can I just start throwing mana beans in here and start preparing it. So I'm going to go through and get 1 mana bean of every type I don't already have and get them into the jars. Soren, do you want to do me a favor? Did you kill Aurelian?
No.
All right, just making sure.
This is the last thing I killed.
Okay.
I named a sheep earlier.
Way to go. Can you go get me a mana jar? Or a jar thingy? And
jar
YouTube
thingy.
will be back in a minute. Let me just grab the mana beans and then I'll show you what I need to do. Alright guys, we're back and I've got a crazy build planned. Now I'm only going to be able to handle about half of what I want to do at this time. And I'll let you guys know that Tog came down and alphabetized most of my aspects for me. So thank you, Tog. I do appreciate that.
The world thanks you, Tog.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what I have planned is a computer-controlled aspect refilling system. So I want to have a computer that can do a couple things. I want it to be able to detect all the aspects in all the jars around this infusion table. And then I want it to automatically request a certain number of mana beans as needed for whatever infusion you want to do. So I can either have it so that like people can walk up and interact with a monitor and they can say, hey, I need a little bit more of the instrumentum. So, you know, they just click a button and they get some more instrumentum. And it'll obviously protect them from overfilling the jars. It won't let them put more than 64 in because I didn't make these void jars. And, you know, it'll be pretty straightforward to do. So it's going to be a computer craft thing. It's going to be pretty cool. I think it's going to be extremely automated, but there's a few things we need to do in order for it to work out kind of the way we want it to. So there's like many components here. So actually what I need to do is get a couple things. I've got most of what I need, but I forgot one thing that I wanted to bring with me, and that would be a turtle. Kind of an important part, I guess. Turtles are awesome.
And Ori, that tree you couldn't mind, you're like right above spawn, and that probably explains why.
Oh,
So
thanks.
the only problem I have, guys, is there's a way I want to do this that is currently bugged, so we can't do it the way I want to do it. So we're going to do half of it. We're going to build the part that automatically inserts mana beans into the system based on what you need. And then next episode, hopefully, or the episode after that, depending on when the server gets updated, because there's a fix already, we're just waiting for it to get applied. I'll be able to do the second part where the mana bean or the jars here can be read by the computer to see how many aspects are in each jar. I can demonstrate it for you though, real quick here. Let me do this. So what I can do with this is wrap peripheral on the left. And we can see that there's Spiritus in this jar. How cool is that? Look, it is actually Spiritus. And then we can do a command called get aspect count for Spiritus. And we can see there's 1. So that guy can read. Pretty cool, right? And we can do the similar thing right here if we wanted to. So what I'm going to have is I'm going to have wired modems connecting to the back of all these jars, but that's the part that's broken. So eventually I'll have like one computer with a bunch of wired modems, and it'll scan all the jars across the entire network. And we'll see if ComputerCraft has any problem with 54 peripherals connected to one computer. Hopefully not.
It's always funny when you open our computer because it's like talk, silence for
Yes.
a good minute.
Well, I can't hit my push to talk key while I'm typing the
know.
little codes.
You have a valid
things.
reason. It's just funny.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is, first thought, label my computer before I forget. Label set beans. That sounds like a good name. Cool. Now I can break it without worrying. So what I'm going to do is I want this turtle to insert beans into this alchemical furnace as needed. So he's going to need a chest underneath him that is going to have all the beans. Now I can't pull directly out of the AE system. There is computer craft code to pull items out of an AE system, but it can't handle NBT data. So he can't tell the difference between this mana bean and this mana bean, unfortunately. So we're going to have to do it with a regular chest, which also can't tell the difference between NBT data, but that's okay because I have a solution. And also the extract function for computer craft is also a little broken, so it just in general doesn't work. So we're probably going to need to build up a little platform up here.
want you to know that my chat just watched me use hand motions to like facially express everything you just said.
Yeah. How'd that work out for you?
It was brilliant, actually.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny.
I am not doubting the awesomeness of what just happened. I'm fully supportive of how awesome it probably was. Alright, so that there. So the turtle is going to wind up inserting mana beans into the chest in front of it. So we're also going to need something
Soren, not a
here.
good view.
Alright.
What's going on?
I opened the door and then opened my inventory to roses.
Ah.
And I was a bat sitting on the floor,
Too close.
and he just walked too close to me.
Like,
Fair enough.
I was standing on.
Understood. So what we're going to do, guys, is there's something else I need to get, which I forgot, and that is a very important item that's going to be a component of this, and it's a Thaumic Tinkerer item. I hope I can craft it. Just Aspectalizer. There we go. This is a computer peripheral. It's specifically designed to be used with computer craft, and what you can do is you can place an item inside, and it'll tell you what aspects are on that item. So it's very similar to what I just did with the jars, but it's going to be used for putting items in. So my plan is, and you'll see this in a minute, is I'll be able to use this block to determine what beans I have in the chest. So that I'm going to craft right now. So I need some great wood planks and a thermometer and some thaumium ingots. Let's get that going. Do I have any extra thaumium ingots? I have one, so I'm going to need more. Let's get some great wood logs.
Yeah. 1 second. We have lots of paper.
I taught the A system how to turn wood into paper.
Oh, okay. Well, I just went outside to get some trees.
So we can just request paper and it'll turn any wood we have into it, assuming we have enough wood. So 4 great wood planks and a thermometer.
Just blank paper? Nothing else? Or
Well,
is
how do
it-
we write on it?
Oh, the recipe for the thermometer changed?
Books. Really?
Yeah,
Oh, we
it's
need ink.
He says he
noticeably
wanted-
cheaper now.
He wanted to make it so it's easier to start.
Oh, okay. That's probably a good idea, because it was kind of tricky to find. Usually the Perdito shards were the ones that were tricky to find.
Okay, so we need ink. And feathers.
So we've got this part going, guys. Now the next part of this build is going to be getting the mana beans into this chest. So you can see I'm not doing any coding. I know some people are probably like, oh man, a computer craft episode, he's going to be writing code all the time. Nope. I'm pretty much focusing on getting the build part of this working. So I've got some ME interfaces, I've got some ME cables, I've got some transvector interfaces. That's how we're going to get this in here. So here's the deal, right? There's only 6 sides to a block, which is always a hassle. We've got to get 51 types of mana beans into this block, right? Into this chest. The problem is the ME interface can only export 8 types of items at a time. Well, let's say I was trying to interact with, 4 sides of that chest. Well, we're in trouble, right? Because we can only get 4 times 8 is 32. So using the transvector interfaces, we shouldn't have much of a problem. So let's get this going. This is probably going to exist maybe behind this wall a little bit. I might need more cabling. If I do, I'll just go get some off camera in a minute. So we'll probably just have the transvector interfaces here and here. And you guys should be able to hook up. So remember, the transvector interface allows you to sync one block to another, so that any items getting teleported or transferred into that block are going to go into the chest instead of into the block. Cool. Ah! Crisis averted. We don't need actually access to the top of this thing, so that's fine. It's not a problem. Not a problem at all. Alright, so that's looking good.
I'm writing in all of these, Soren.
Okay.
And then we want...
That's probably good. Mine would probably be, yay! That'd be the message.
Yeah, this'll work.
What are you doing there?
I'm doing the thing with the stuff. So we'll have ME interfaces like this. And then we're going to transvector interface them, or item translocator like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you guys all feed into here. Like that. See? But I'm not going to enable that yet. Ooh, I just thought of a problem that there might be with this. I might have to do this with more translocators than I thought, because I need to specify a limit to how many of each item is allowed in this inventory. Ooh, and for that matter, I didn't test if that works, actually.
Which inventory?
The chest. I have to say only keep, like, 64 of each mana bean in the chest, for example.
How about rationing pipes?
Rationing pipes? Oh,
Yes.
from
Extra utilities.
From extra utilities. Yeah, that could do. How many
One
items?
stack of
One stack.
each unique item.
Yeah, but how many unique items can I specify?
It just does one stack of each. It doesn't need a specification.
This does. Well, you use
Like the
transfer
sorting pipes?
nodes to pull, and then yeah.
Do what now?
It's like the sorting pipes, in that where sorting pipe will only insert if there's the same item in the chest. Rationing pipes
okay.
will basically they will only insert up to a maximum of 1 stack into a chest.
Okay.
And if there's a stack already in there, then they won't insert anything. They'll just move on.
And then it'll pull more if it needs to?
They don't pull, they just push.
Yeah, I want to pull.
Transfer nodes pull.
I think...
Do you have a written book already, Ari?
What?
Do you have a already written book?
Yeah, I know someone said we could use a printing press, but I'm almost done now.
Okay.
So what we're looking for is... It's another type of node, isn't it?
Well, at the end of this, you'll be able to say Happy Valentine's Day, like that exact line, really quick.
Didn't you have a node that could, like, pull items, Tema?
Retrieval node.
Is that still in? Because I'm not seeing it in any eye, unless it's... Oh, there it is. Yeah, retrieval node. Can I say, like, keep, these 51 items in this inventory with a retrieval node?
I have no idea.
Is it filter-based, like, with the item frames? Filter things?
Not sure.
You know what? Don't worry about it. I'll just stick with my old plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm done.
Depends how I code
I
it.
did it, Soren. Where should we go?
What you doing, Ari?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Oh, I just got a really nice text message.
Ooh, all right.
That sounds good. Let me clean up my inventory, guys, because I need a lot of space to get this going. So we'll be back in a minute. Okay, guys, we are back, and I'm just doing a little bit of work here, getting this thing up and running. So what I need to do is keep a certain amount of items inside this transvector interface, right? So to do this, we're going to install the diamond nuggets, and we're just going to set them up like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4. And these are, remember, with transvector interfaces saying keep a certain number of items inside this inventory. And then we're going to set this to be 1. You're on, you're on, you're on, and you're on. Cool. And then the same here. So now what I'm going to do is demonstrate this with the beans. Let's take a look. Let's see, and probably just get you. The other thing I need to do is run some ME cable over here. I made more ME cable and I left it at home. Soren, if you're at our base and on the way to the workshop, can you bring some ME cable over?
I have 3 on me and right above you, so I'll just drop it on the floor.
Yeah, I'm gonna need like more than that. I made 30.
Okay.
That's pretty close.
Soren, I'm lost.
I will help you in just one moment.
How'd that happen?
You asked for cable.
Ah!
That's
Hey,
what happens when you ask for
I think
cable.
I just found where I was heading. Cool. Alright. So, you were where now? Oh, there's... Yeah, I was doing this underneath and I left them here. So let's get them off there. That's better. And they're on top now. I knew I was, like, in a weird way with these things. Alright, so transvector interfaces are set. We're going to run this cable just straight across from here.
Ah, okay. Todd, did you ever finish Slowpoke's computer?
Yeah.
Maybe it needs restarting. Oh, no.
Why?
Maybe it just doesn't work as well as Dyer's programming. Oh, what's up?
I think it works better, but okay.
You can think that all you want. You'd just be wrong. Because Dyer's code is probably not that good.
Meh.
Yeah, you're right. Meh. Meh's probably a good accurate description of Dyer's
I
code.
like it, Todd. Portal Manager 1.0.
I should go take a look at it and just see how much better it is than mine.
It looks pretty cool.
Did we do Rorax already?
No.
Putting away stuff. I'm going to utilize the Soren chests laying around the workshop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Putting them to good use. Alright, so let's get the first one set up, guys. So we're going to get... I'm going to try an alphabetical order this, but I don't know.
I think she'll see that one. I sure did when I ran into it.
No. Number of items, priority. No, that doesn't help. That doesn't help either. There's no real way to sort by NBT data, unfortunately, it would look like. Alright, so I guess number of items doesn't matter, really. Tenebrae... We're going to get, like, the first 8 here, guys. Did I get Vitium already? No, Alien, this is what I had. Tenebrae, Iter, Meto, Herba, Humanus, and Ordo. That sounds like a good first 8 to go with. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. And remember, I have to do this for all the mana beans, but I'm going to say, hey, this guy, I want you to keep, like, 5 of each. That sounds like a good place to start in the chest. Okay, and then this guy, we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we can see them all flowing in. So it's pulling them out of the AE system, and it's keeping 5 of each in the chest. How cool is that? Alright, so that's stage 1. Now, I'm going to continue with this, and I'm going to grab a paste bin code that's really, really simple and basic.
I got it. I got lost.
Okay.
Alright, and I'm recording again, too. So let's run this program. So what this is going to do, actually, real quick, I'm not going to code a lot, I promise. The chest is on the bottom, and the analyzer is in the front. And then we want to...
Okay.
Top, maybe?
Closest book on the right.
I have 2 more.
Okay. That's actually probably a really good guess at how many we needed.
We're going to see if that's right. I don't know if it is.
This is a contrast. Nice.
Close. Let me fix
Okay.
this. Alright, let's take a look at this now.
How do we get back?
The book in the wall.
So see how that works? What it does is it goes through the first 5 items in the slot. Eventually it'll be through all the slots. It'll pull them out of the inventories, and then it'll place them back in. Cool. Cool. And it places them into the aspectalizer, and then it scans them to see which aspect is on it. Pretty neat, right? So this is how I'm going to catalog all the mana beans in the chest here, and I can determine which inventory slot the mana beans are actually in. So I'll know that Alienus is in slot 1, Tenebra is in slot 2, Herb is in slot 3, etc., etc., etc. And I can put all these things away here, and it'll kind of put everything back where it belongs. So that's kind of the plan. Now there's one little problem with that. Let's see. I want to see if this actually happens. Let's run catalog again. It's actually fast enough that it doesn't impact it. That's actually good. I was thinking that it would not be fast enough to do this. I was concerned that I would have to disable these while the catalog was running, but it looks like it pulls the item out and puts it away fast enough that the translocator doesn't try to refill the inventory. So that's actually kind of good. Alright, we'll be back in a minute when I've got the next phase of this build done. I want to get all the mana beans in there. Alright guys, we're back, and I think I've got this working. So, if we take a look here, I can run the catalog command, and it'll find all the different aspects on all the different mana beans. Now, I was afraid that we would actually have this happen, and it does look like it's happening, as we're getting an extra mana bean every time we run this. It wasn't happening before, and now it is. So I don't know if it's like just server lag a little bit might cause it, or the way things are occasionally working. So what I can do to fix this is apply a redstone signal to all this stuff. So I'm going to need some redstone dust here in a minute. Let me get that set up. But otherwise, I think the catalog function is actually working, believe it or not. And it's working pretty well. So what I have the functionality to do now is to say, hey, this is the slot in the chest that has this aspect. So I'll be able to know that Alienus is in slot 1 and, you know, Ordo's in slot 2 or something like that, right? So that's kind of what we're looking at. Now, what I'll be able to do from there is set it up so that I can say, hey, I need 5 Alienus aspect. All right, no problem. Grab these 5 beans. Good to go. And we're done and done. And we get them and we're happy and everything's working out great. And I kind of derped up with this, didn't I? Yeah. There we go. So what I'm going to do is apply a redstone thing to all these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, so real quick, I set up some redstone wiring here, and remember if you apply redstone dust to these things, it'll allow them to be controlled with a redstone signal. So all I gotta do now is use some Project Red insulated wiring, connect it up to some of this stuff, and I think this will work now. Catalog, go. And what it'll do is it'll set a redstone signal out so that it's no longer autofilling the chest every time you pull items out. So while the catalog process is running and it's figuring out where each of the mana beans are in the inventory, it's going to disable the translocators, preventing them from refilling the chest when there's not enough items inside. How cool is that? So that's kind of what I'm looking at here. I think it's looking pretty good so far. So we've got a lot more to do. What I want to do is next up, hopefully if we get the update to the server done, I should be able to scan how many of each aspect is inside the jars up here. And then I'll either, I haven't exactly decided what I want to do. I'm leaning more towards having people like click a button to refill it. But what I could also do is just have them like auto refill all the aspects, and what it'll do is it'll say like, all right, you've only got 6 water, so I got to throw 64 minus 6, 58 more water aspects in there, and it'll keep all the aspects topped off at all times. That's one way to approach it, or a really cool computer craft monitor interface that people walk up and they see, oh, it says on there I've only got 6. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to say I want like 5 more, and then it'll feed 5 in. It's kind of like, I don't know exactly how it's going to work. I haven't really figured that out yet. What I'll probably definitely wind up doing, though, is probably increase these to keep more than just 5 at a time. I'm thinking something like a bunch. That looks like a good number. 21. Sure, why not? It's easy enough to update this and change it. So I want to have more than just 5, because rarely will I need to pull out 5 or less. More often than not, I might need like 10 or 15 or 20. So we want to make sure that we don't, completely empty the chest. I mean, it shouldn't be too big of a problem, but this way it's just kind of ready for us, and we can pull out exactly how many we need instead of, checking and doing a couple bit of calculations. I might even keep it at 64. We'll see. I don't know. I'll mess around with it a little bit. For now, though, unfortunately, I think we've hit a pretty good wrapping up point. So next episode, more work on this automation system. And like I said, in the end, we should have completely automated aspects. That's what my goal is. We'll see if we can pull it off. All right, guys, this is Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. And as always, take it easy.